Well, I want to ask you what you did this week, but we also should start this.
Well, we can start it, and I can tell you about my week afterwards.
All right, let's blow through this fucking thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is another episode of the Flight Ringers podcast. I'm David King. That's Dan Spottswood.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
We are professional cartoonists, and we are Legion of Superheroes experts.
The small male sack.
Yep. I just have the printout. So classy. I've been looking. This fucking issue, I don't know. It's because it's the first issue of Lightning Lass and the first issue of Prody. I guess it's very valued to collectors. And so there's not too many of them out there.
I wouldn't think it would be that valuable.
It's a key issue, dude. They're all slabbed.
All right.
So we're talking the letters page of Adventure Comics 308, first appearance of Lightning Lass, and Prody 1.
And the nameless energy sphere.
Oh, yeah, the master of this planet.
Mm-hmm.
The master of the thieves' paradise planet. I meant to make a joke. They call it they're like, this is a thieves' paradise. And I was going to call it the gangster's paradise for the whole rest of the issue, but I didn't get around to it. So maybe
we'll cover it again after we've finished all the entire run. We'll go back around.
What? Oh, the entire run of Adventure Comics, yeah.
Well, those that podcast, the one that has like 10 guys on it or something, and they cover Legion.
10 guys and 800 episodes or something.
They've covered some issues multiple times. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're doing something right or well because they've had like Paul Levitz on there a zillion times.
Are they making money at it? That's what I want to know.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember ever hearing them do ads.
It's their only reason to do this is to make money.
They've had a few creators on, but like Levitz, there's probably like 20 Levitz episodes on there.
Wow. Probably easy to get Levitz.
I know.
I don't really want to interview people, but
we should have gotten Keith.
We should have.
You're like, oh, we'll do it next week. Now he's dead. Good
I can't control who lives or who dies. Well, the first letter they're talking about this thing called Clark Kent He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the one where, well, this story, it must have been in 305, right? Because they're talking about the Legion comic from 305 where Lightning Lad dies. But right. I think Clark Kent He-Man was also in that because I feel like I read it. It's the one where the Kents decide to move to another town and Clark Kent, instead of being a nerdy loser, becomes like a BMOC in this other town because like right off the bat he establishes his dominance by punching out some other kid or something, and they all love him, and he's awesome.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, I think it's in that other issue. But this writer, letter writer Ken Newman of New Jersey, he likes it, and he wants to see a similar plot, but for adult Superboy, Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell him, the editor directs him to get the May issue of Superman, I guess, where a similar story happens.
Yeah, it is 305.
Yeah, and then also related to that story. Oh, somebody asked, well, what if somebody from that other town happens to stop by in Smallville and meet the Kents after they've moved back, I guess. And they said there's going to be a sequel to Clark Kent He-Man. I don't know how it played out. But the second letter from Ben Connor, Sherman, Texas. He says he's thrilled that they finally liberated Mon-El from the Phantom Zone. He found found the reunion to be very touching and was absolutely the greatest Legion story they've ever published. Issue 305 or 306, right? Legionnaire Lemon gets cured permanently or gets a serum so he can stay out permanently.
And they respond, thanks for your kind words. We'll pass them on to author Jerry Siegel next time he does a delivery here.
Mm-hmm. While we're firing him,
right.
We'll tell him that a kid liked his stupid comic story. Yeah, because I believe 30 Siegel didn't work on it. I don't think he worked on any more after 308.
I think we've discussed before the story that after he was canned, I think he's been canned a few times over the years. I think this would have been the same period here. He ended up like a delivery guy, and he would do deliveries at DC. And like one of the editors called him in the office and gave him some money and told him to never come back because it was bad for morale seeing him reduced to that.
Right, like we reduced you to this. We really don't ever want to see you again. What's it going to take to never see your fucking face after I fired you?
Yeah, exactly.
But did he take the money? Did he stop being a delivery man too?
Well, I know at some point, probably not long after that, Stan Lee felt bad for him and gave him some work. And at first, I think it was pretty lowly work. Like maybe he was just like a proofreader or something like that. I think he ended up getting to write a little bit. Maybe some Human Torch solo stories.
Power Man instead of Superman?
It's possible. He was working under a pseudonym, Joe Carter, but he did some stuff under his name too. He did like some X-Men backup stories and some Kazar. And then he went and did Archie comics too. Like their hero line. He did like The Fly, The Crusaders.
I love those.
The Web.
Those are such good comics.
Yeah. Some of those are pretty cool.
I mean, they're real dumb. They're dumber than any Legion comic, but they're fun. They're fun to read. Herman Cummings, Cleveland, Ohio. Whatever happened to Starboy? He became a full-fledged member of the Super Club in Adventure 282. We have not seen him since. Okay, so listen to this. Starboy has been on detached service for the Legion on a mission of the utmost importance. You'll learn all about it in future issues. So since 282, and we're now at 308. So that's been 26 months. Or is that 36 months? No, 26 months. So for over 2 years, Starboy's been on some detached service on a very important mission. I wonder if this is the mission that he's on. It can't be. Remember how they, in the fucking Lightning Saga thing, where he's in the JSA and all of that stuff? That's not, this isn't the mission he's supposed to be on, right?
No, because it's older.
Yeah, it's the
adult
Starboy.
Bearded Starboy.
Starman. Starboy, adult Starboy.
I wonder, do you think he was too powerful? Is that why they didn't use him very much?
Possibly. Yeah, didn't you say that when they first introduced him, he had kind of every power under the sun?
Yeah, he did. Maybe kind of a peripheral member at first, because he didn't like initially show up within the Legion. Like he showed up in probably a Superboy solo story on his own and said he was from the Legion.
Oh, okay.
I think that's right. Maybe they didn't get the memo or something. Like, oh yeah, there was that guy who showed up once who said he was in the Legion. We need to use him. But by the time they brought him in, they said like a bunch of his initial powers had worn off.
I could see that happening, like just like wires getting crossed, like when you got Legionnaires who show up in Superboy and Supergirl comics.
It's one of those kind of standard stories where like the new kid in town, he shows up and everything Superboy does, he can do better.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Lana liked him more than Superboy, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. They just forgot about him for 2 years. Too many stupid
Maybe
heroes.
this is where they remember. They're like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, like they're trying to think up the utmost importance mission that he's on.
Right. Looks like he first pops up in 282 of Adventure.
It says he became a full-fledged member in 282. So that's also his first appearance?
The story collected right before it in this book is the one that it's the first time Supergirl meets them.
Oh, so that is early.
So it's just like Colossal Boy, Chameleon Boy, and Invisible Kid, I think, first appear in this story. It's the second time she tries out that they bring in like half the Legion. You know, like all three of the girls and Bouncing Boy and Sun Boy all pop up in that issue.
Right. It's the first appearance of all those characters. I see.
The first tryout she had is where you have Chameleon Boy, Colossal Boy, and Invisible Kid, I think. So they're the first three like additional members.
Okay.
I think.
You're probably right.
Of course I'm right. You fool.
But just in the later timeline thing where they say the order that everybody joined in, it's not that. It's totally not that. Like the fourth team member is like Duodam. They're Triplicate Girl and then Phantom Girl.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Supergirl didn't join first, god damn it. I don't see Starboy again in this first so this may well be when they're like, oh yeah, that guy. Oh, yeah, we have plans for him.
Sure. Starboy, yeah. Been working on it. Been sweating out a super tale of Starboy. Russell Wittenberg of South Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. Oh, yeah, this is a good letter. He says, Mon-El says he'll find a means of restoring Lightning Lad to life again. He is against that idea.
Mm-hmm.
He says no character, fiction or not, should be given the power of the this is capitalized, the power of the Almighty to give or restore life.
Yeah.
Bringing a dead person back to life would be too much of a shock, and your magazine would lose much of its believability. Wouldn't be able to believe these Legion superheroes, futuristic comic books anymore if you were to go beyond the pale and restore a dead person to life, as only the Almighty can really do.
Sacrilege, unless it's like Jesus Man or something.
I don't think a dude like this would approve of a superhero called Jesus Man. Like you wouldn't want to bring back the actual Jesus in the 1,000 years from now and have that guy bringing people back to life.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Does Jesus do that? I don't know that much about Jesus's super feats. I don't think he brought people back to life.
Doesn't he like?
He brought himself back to life somehow.
Oh, I thought like he makes everybody like rise from the dead or something, and like their like physical bodies merge with their spirits or something weird like that.
Yeah, I think there is some kind of shit that God does that's like that. Yeah. And I guess if Jesus is a God, he could do that too.
Yeah, I don't know. Cremated, I guess you're SOL.
Oh yeah, you're not supposed to be cremated, that's for sure. But like when you die and they what's this the
embalm?
Yeah. Like that also
Canvas,
kind of
brush size slider,
Sorry.
brush opacity
Shut
slider.
Shut up.
What the fuck is going on?
Actually hit I have like a dictation button.
It was reading like Procreate to you.
Yeah. It's cumbersome and in the way, but it's useful if I don't feel like reading an article and I want to listen to it.
Well, I've lost my train of thought now.
I'm talking about Jesus and cremated people, and there's something about
being involved. It ruins your tissues. You can't really reanimate that either any more than you could a pile of ashes. I don't think
rotten flesh. That's doable.
Yep, just buried in the ground. Yeah, that's fine.
What about the people who are all like crumbled to dust?
They went to hell.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah, if you get caught in a volcano or something, too bad. Should have thought of that before you got in the lava. No, I don't know any of this shit.
You do. Didn't you go to like parochial school or something?
No, goddamn it.
Did you go to public school?
My parents were going to pay to go to no school.
Yeah.
The editor says your point is highly controversial. And they want to hear from the readers on this delicate subject. For the record, though, there is a story in Action Comics where Luther died and was brought back to life by Supergirl, and everybody loved it. Nobody was offended. So
yeah, well, they're all offended now, but they're all dead and in hell.
People in hell are probably the easiest to offend.
Yeah.
Wait, who are you saying are offended now?
All of the readers who declared it a hit and who were not offended.
They are sacrilegious now because they're old. They grew old.
Why am I here? Because you like that comic. Supergirl is not the Almighty.
Superman is. Yeah, wouldn't it suck if reading comics makes you go to hell?
Saying that dick old Almighty. Was that Two Live Crew?
I don't know. I only know two Live Crew songs.
Oh, Me So Horny.
Me So Horny and Fuck Shop.
You're missing out on a lot of classics.
I know. I wonder if you can still buy that. Like it's some like
which
indie,
one?
Nasty As I Want to Be.
You can listen to it on Spotify.
Can you?
Or whatever you have.
It just seems like that's like could be a thing that's like independent, and I think that guy died too, didn't he? So like it seems like something that could easily just like have faded away, and you don't have access to it anymore. Yeah.
Luke? He's dead?
I think he's dead.
I didn't know. Just remember Tipper Gore was very against all that. Very strange thing for a Democrat to do.
I know. Against music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a real Republican thing for her to do.
I know. Is it time?
But yeah, it is time. Time for Bits of Legionnaire Business.
BOLB.
BOLB.
Bulb.
At this point in history, Bits of Legionnaire Business is exclusively reader-submitted character ideas.
I think, the subs have already shown up by this point, I think. So Night Owl isn't super original, I guess.
Well, Night Owl is Submitted by Mike Meridier of Louisiana. Night Owl is a girl who has the power to produce darkness over a small area.
Mhm.
So Night Owl has the same powers as Shadowlass has, but not Night Girl.
Who has the owl on her?
Yeah, she
Yes.
actually has an owl insignia. But they used that idea. Jim Shooter, I guess, eventually created Shadowlass.
Zodiac Boy. Cool name. You
Killer
go around
name.
killing people.
He can change the future by altering a person's horoscope. That sounds kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't put a ton of faith into horoscopes. Only a little bit. I
A little
only
bit?
I only let them guide my life by about 30%.
Right.
I'm a Virgo.
The gravity is the gravity somehow of the stars pulling on your.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like Starboy and Zodiac. What is he, Zodiac Boy? They would
Mhm.
probably be mortal enemies, maybe, or they would be a sort of a team somehow. Like Zodiac Boy can change the future by altering a person's horoscope, and I mean, Starboy doesn't really have enough power to change the location of planets and stars, but I don't know, maybe.
I mean, it's not really a power though. Like he just like works at a newspaper or something.
You can print up a fake newspaper with your wrong horoscope in it.
Right.
That it says like, you won't meet an interesting new person. Bob Marcus, East Meadow, Long Island, New York. Brittle Boy. Oh yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Break himself into hundreds of pieces and then reunite.
He'd be a good sub.
I wonder if he's made out of sugar or corn syrup. And like you'd have to heat him up to get him to reconstitute, maybe.
So does he break into little pieces or does he break into like hundreds of small versions of himself?
Well, it
I
says
guess
pieces.
just pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Does he, like, I wonder what he's a boy. Like, so he's a regular person. Like, I just can't get the image of Peanut Brittle out of my head. But he doesn't break into that. He breaks into like if you took a glass statue or something and dropped it. That's all the pieces would be. You don't think of
I don't think of Peanut Brittle as being brittle. I think I broke a tooth on it once.
Yeah, it's hard. It breaks easily though, right? Like you hit it with a hammer or whatever and it breaks.
Yeah. Breaks easily when you hit it with a hammer.
Well, have you ever gotten that? It's like toffee that comes in bars and
Yeah.
it comes with a little metal hammer with it, you know?
No, I've never heard of that.
I've gotten like gift toffee like that before.
Is this like a Topeka thing?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm sure I've seen this before. Because it's like this little weird, like, whatever, flat kind of hammer because it came in a cardboard box, you know? But also the toffee was kind of soft, so the hammer was pointless.
I'm betting like Brittle Boy spends most of his time reassembling himself. Like, and then Mono or somebody taps him on the back and he just like falls back to pieces.
Remember Terminator 2 when they freeze him and then break him up and then he starts to thaw out and he goes together real slow like that?
Blip, blip.
Maybe that's how Brittle Boy does it.
Could be.
Mike Witherspoon, Weatherford, Texas, suggests Key Kid, a lad who has the power of opening any lock with his fingers. Didn't we see this one? Somebody else suggested this guy.
I don't know. I kind of like that too, even though it's exceptionally useless. But I like characters with useless powers.
Yeah, pretty useless. With his fingers. Like his fingers are shaped like keys, I guess. Skeleton keys.
Oh, okay.
I think somebody suggested a character who could just unlock any lock or open any door or something like that.
Mm-hmm. That sounds familiar.
But this guy needs his fingers. The other kid I'm thinking of, just whatever, he shoots his power at it and opens the door. Brenda Grant, Claremont, California. Quiz Queen, a girl who can answer any factual question because she's memorized every book in print.
I like the name. The power sounds boring.
Yeah, her power is...
It's like Brainiac 5 or something, right?
Well, it's super memorization. Like, I think, like Brainiac 5, it's a super brain that's analytical, whereas Quiz Queen just remembers everything, right?
Maybe she's like the descendant of the Riddler.
Does he
Maybe
have... He doesn't have instant recall of everything he's ever read.
No, I'm trying to think of like, what would I do with that name? Maybe she asks questions and the villain gets caught up trying to answer the question. And it's irresistible. It's like a mind worm or something. They can't not think about the question and it disorients them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like this is a universe where everybody goes to like bar trivia and loves it.
Yeah.
And there's a supervillain who is like the baddest, meanest person doing bar trivia, and she is their opposite person.
Right. Quiz queen.
And she says, like, why do you park on a driveway and drive on a parkway?
You should write this character. Oh, for a second I thought we had a dictator lad.
I think I thought that too the first time I saw it.
Has like red, messy hair and claims to be a billionaire.
He has the power to learn the location of anyone in the universe. Detector lad.
Okay.
That's kind of like Dawnstar.
Dawnstar. Yep.
But also it's maybe more powerful. Like anytime it's like the suggestion is like has the word universe as part of it. Like he can do anything in the universe. He can find anybody in the whole universe. He smells better than anything in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. It's too much power for one person. That's power that only the Almighty should have.
Right. Do you think Crypto can like smell things on other planets?
Yeah, probably. Do you think Crypto has a better sense of smell than Superman?
Absolutely. Totally. Because dogs have way better smell than regular humans. Dogs literally can. I don't even understand how it works, but they can smell and follow the trail of people miles away.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that works.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. But if you go so far as to say that Crypto has a better sense of smell than Superman, then you're saying that there is a creature who is superior to Superman, and that can't be, right?
Because he's the Almighty and sacrilegious. Yeah.
You can't undermine the idea that Superman is the most powerful man in the universe.
That's right. That's right.
But if Crypto ever ran away from home, Detector Boy could find Crypto.
Yes.
Not credited to any fan, unless it's also from Michael Colby, who suggested Detector Lad. But the next one is Jinx Boy. He can hex criminals so that they encounter bad luck.
Be better if he had the bad luck, but yeah.
He can make a criminal have bad luck. Like, what would it be? Like, what does he do? Like, criminals running out of the bank with a bag full of money, just robbed the bank. Jinx Boy is like, a cop car appears and the criminal runs right into it or something like that. That's what Jinx Boy's power could do. Or like
slips on a banana peel.
Yeah. Or like Jinx Boy goes up to the criminal and he's like, "Hey, criminal. Hey, did you just rob that bank?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, stop that. Don't
Quit
repeat everything I'm saying.
Shut up.
Jinx. That's a better idea for a power. You figured it out. You cracked the code.
The world has been waiting for Jinx Boy. Harvey Pond, Milford, Connecticut, says Mirage Master. He can create fantastic mirages merely by willpower. So like Green Lantern.
You can make the road look wet.
Yeah, I mean, is a mirage anything besides that where it looks like moisture is on the horizon? A mirage isn't like a whole castle or anything like that.
I think only in cartoons.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like when you're driving on the highway and it looks like it's wet way up there. But when you get up there, it's dry.
Or you're out in the desert, lost in the desert.
As one often is. Rain Girl.
Jess and Steve Weiner of Little Neck, New York. Rain Girl. She can cause rainstorms. Ta-da!
Storm from the X-Men.
Or Storm Boy from the Legion of Superheroes, right? I don't know what Storm Boy's power is.
Does he have like a cloud with raindrops on his chest?
Nature Boy from Matt Maynard.
Super nakedness.
Wait, he can cause tidal waves, stop waterfalls, make volcanoes erupt.
But he's naked.
We've had this guy suggested before, too.
Same name and everything?
I believe so. I think they started reusing these fucking things. This was from one of the earliest one of these videos we did.
But for a later story.
Must have been. Yeah.
This is kind of early.
I think Nature Boy showed up. Like they just had the same, because these are all on postcards. You send in a postcard with your LB written on it and they'll publish
Like they accidentally used it twice?
Yeah, they just put it in some file folder. And they're like, fuck, we need some LB, dude. Or it's like, hey, Bridwell, get some LB.
At some point, they came in and said, burn all those cards. Anything with evidence, characters created by fans, suggested by fans.
Man, if I ever write Legion of Superheroes, Brittle Boy is going to be in there.
There's a couple somewhat prominent characters that people suggested.
Polar Boy. Somebody suggested Polar Boy.
Polar Boy. Just think, if that guy got the credit he deserved and was compensated properly, he'd probably be making like $5 a year.
Could be, yeah, for all the times they use Polar. Except they would have wised up by now and stopped using Polar Boy, so they wouldn't have to pay out those $5.
Right.
Or they would have changed his name to Polar Lad. Different guy.
Big money maker like that.
Yeah, like the guy who invented Absorbency Boy and the bits of Legionnaire business.
Maybe that's why they don't regularly publish the Legion anymore.
It's a possibility, but probably not really.
Right.
I mean, it would be more likely that they don't regularly do a Legion book because 90% of the characters were created by Jerry Siegel.
Right.
But he never sought credit for that, or they don't have to put his name on a Legion comic that says whatever Bouncing Boy, Phantom Girl, created by Jerry Siegel.
Right. But Superboy, you do, right? The Superboy thing is kind of confusing to me because I think he won that case, right?
Yeah,
I
think a lot of times it's by arrangement with the Jerry Siegel estate or something like that. It's what's on the Superboy comic. Yeah, it was a different case altogether. And I think that case is what got him fired from Adventure Comics, is suing over Superboy.
Not Superman?
I think that's the case. Because Superboy is a thing where he submitted the idea and like they had a mock-up and everything, and they didn't publish it, and they told him they wouldn't publish his idea of Superboy, and then he like went and fought in World War II and came back, and here's Superboy comic book on the stands or something like that. Poor Jerry Siegel.
Yeah, both those guys got fucked pretty hard. I think the other guy got it even worse.
Who's Schuster?
Yeah. I think he was all but completely blind the latter part of his life, and he was like living with his sister.
And they still got what? They got like the $35,000 a year stipend or something, beginning after the Superman movie came out, something like that. So
yeah, thanks to Neil Adams.
Yeah.
So you gotta like Neil at least for that.
Not sure how much longer those guys lived after that. I think Siegel lived maybe the longest of the two.
Yeah, I want to say he might have made it to the early 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other guy might have died in the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He probably was murdered by a representative of DC Comics.
I think maybe I'm hallucinating. I think Jerry Siegel's father was murdered.
Wow, I never
when he was a kid.
Murdered by space aliens.
I'm being serious, dude.
Oh, maybe his father was murdered by a bald super criminal.
Yeah, a bald guy for sure. On June 2nd, 1932, Jerry's father was assaulted in a store by a shoplifter and suffered a fatal heart attack. That must be what it is.
Yeah, that's not that exciting.
Yeah, and maybe it was Gerard Jones or whoever I read putting their spin on it, but it sounded like maybe that motivated him to make crime fighters.
Like Gerard Jones said something like, Jerry Siegel's father was murdered by a criminal. That inspired Jerry to write comics about heroes fighting criminals. And by the way...
Except for pedophiles, because that's okay.
That's what Jerry Jones would say. I wouldn't say that. I think pedophilia is quite wrong and disgusting and evil. But the joke is that Gerard Jones, a known convicted pedophile, would say something to the effect that it's actually okay and that he's okay with it.
Right.
But I just want everyone to know where I stand, that it's evil.
Right.
And that Gerard Jones probably is a person who thinks it's okay because he is an evil person.
I guess I have to say yes to that. I'm not sure I believe in evil, but I guess you have to believe in evil now, right?
Yes. I think the Smallville Melsack was kind of uninspiring.
The Almighty thing was interesting.
A little bit.
I almost died over the weekend.
What? What the fuck happened?
You were asking me.
Yes, I want to know.
Earlier. Well, my car had broken down. The water pump broke and a couple things. And my brother came with his big trailer and he like hauled it out to where he lives at. And he fixed it mostly. But apparently it was out of gas and the gas gauge has been broken for a little while. And we weren't clear on how much gas it had. And I was starting to drive it home and I had to go down this long ass, miles long gravel thing to get off his property to head home. And I have to cross this 2-lane highway. There's no lights. Everyone is driving like 80 miles an hour. I drive halfway across and I run out of gas. And it's pitch black.
Holy fuck.
And there are cars coming at like 60 miles a watt and like swerving around me at the last second. I am panicking so hard. I can't remember where the emergency lights are.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I got out real quick and I saw another car coming. It did not slow down for me. I had to jump off the street so I wouldn't get hit. It was fucking crazy. And then I called my brother real quick and he started coming as quickly as he could on this long gravel road. And I needed to push it off the street as quickly as possible because it was inevitable that it was going to get slammed into.
Right.
The road was slanted upward, so I couldn't push it up. So I had to try to back it up, but I couldn't see anything behind me because there was no light. So I didn't know if there was a steep drop once I got past the road or if I was going to hit a tree or whatever. I just had to cross my fingers. I got it off the road. My brother showed up. We got it gassed up and we were getting ready to leave. And then the cops show up and start sweating me for no fucking reason. It's like, I could have used you like 10 minutes ago, but
Well, like they showed up and said there's reports that you stopped in the road. Are you drunk? Or,
right.
Jeez.
Yeah, that kind of thing. They're trying to figure out what's going on and being semi-intimidating. And I was just thinking, like, nobody stopped to help me or like to stop and put their parking lights on or something, but
Right.
they made sure to call the police.
Yeah, the police are supposed
Thanks.
to come and help you or
Yeah.
something. That's what they think.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure the police thought you were just some messed out redneck or something, right? Like that's their
Right,
first
right.
inclination.
Right.
Their cousin, some messed out redneck.
Right. Right. Right.
That sucks. I'm glad you're all right.
But I survived.
That's really scary.
It was. The scariest thing to me was my wife dropped me off up there. And we were deciding at the last minute, like my son Philip wanted to ride with me. And he ended up riding with her. And I'm just like, thank fucking God he did. Because I don't know what I would have done with him in the middle of it. Like I wouldn't want to leave him in the car because the car's going to get hit.
Yeah.
But risky getting out of the car and trying to cross the road without getting hit. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this kid? So it's good that I didn't have him.
Yeah, you would have had to carry him or something. But yeah, at least you didn't have to think
Yeah.
about it. Are you going to get your gas gauge fixed?
Yes, I got it fixed.
Okay.
It's all fixed now. It's all totally fixed. So I have a car again. It's good because I've been riding my bike all month, which was fantastic, but it's been raining lately and that's less fun.
It's been a month, huh?
A month.
That sucks.
I don't think I've lost any weight. In fact, I've become more conscious of how heavy I am. It's like starting to freak me out. Like I'm going to have to stop eating processed food or something. I don't know.
Yeah, become a vegetarian. Don't eat after 5. Yeah, that's it.